Welcome again, guys. Today we're going to make a MERN Stack Blog application. So you see here we have one main block, here we have some two blocks. When I scroll down, here we have to select a category. Here when I click on nature, I have no blocks, but as you see here, that's a design. So when I click on design, this pops up. I can click here on details if I want to. You see here description, title. I can update it if I want to. Let's make it just block 1 to 3. Click on update, and here I'm redirected to the page. Here it's block 1 to 3. I can go back here. You see when I scroll down here, I have a newsletter and footer. When I click here on the image, I have either to log out, but I'm not going to log out. I'm going to click on create. So let's make a block here. So block 2, just like this, programming, and here I'm going to pick some random image here that I have of this mountain. When I click on submit form, you see here block 2, description, and here everything. I can even delete it when I click on delete, and here I click again refresh, it is deleted. So this is the application. I would say it's not simple, but it's not hard. So see you in development. Welcome, guys. Let's start developing. So the first part, of course, is to make a backend folder as well as a client folder. Usually I first start with the backend folder. So let's open here a new terminal. And here let's go into the backend with the cd backend, and let's initialize our backend application with the following command. Then we're going to install our dependencies, which are going to be quite a few. So bcrypt, then course, then .env, then express, then JSON web token, mongoose, motor, and lastly nodemon. If you have watched previous Node.js videos, you probably know all of them, but if not, I'm going to explain them while I am using them. So while they are installing, let's make here the index.js file, and let's start typing here the code for the index.js. So const express is equal to require express, then const mongoose is equal to require mongoose, then const.env is equal to require .env, and here I call the .config like this, and I can import the course. So course, if you know, usually I'm on the backend using port 5000 backend, but on our client I'm using port 3000. So you see here the difference, 3000 and 5000, and if they try to communicate, they're going to get an error because they're on different ports, and course enables them to communicate. So that's why I installed course. And here this is it for now, so I can initialize my backend application just like this, and here I'm going to write two comments. First is to connect the DB, and then to connect my server. So I suggest to my friends, before doing anything else, we can go here to mongodb.com, and here I'm going to sign in. So here I'm going to type my email. It was this email specifically, and here I'm going to type my password. Wrong password, come on. Okay, I have been logged in. It's a successful because here it is like this, it's spinning. So here you click on this icon here. You see this icon here, this wheel or this circle, something like this. And here, this for the settings. And here, then you click on projects, which is the first here. And here you click on new project. And here you name your project. So here I'm going to name it like blog MERN demo, just like this. Then create project. After this, I'm going to build a database. Then here create for free, of course. So click this, the free option. And here I'm going to type the username and password for the database. Here create user, and here I'm going to type this for the IP address, and lastly here finish and close. So to get the URL to connect to our DB, we just need to click two things. The first is here connect, and the second thing is the second row here, which is connect your application. So here you click on connect your application, and here you are with the link. So this is it for Mongoose. That's what we needed. And here for connecting DB, so mongoose.connect, and here we paste the URL. But there are two things. First, You see how long is the URL. It looks kind of ugly when you paste it. That's the first thing. But the most important thing, the second, which is the more important, is that this link is a secretive information. We need to store it in an environmental variable because, as I said, it's a secretive information and you do not want it exposed anywhere. So that's why we have installed and used the .config from the .gmv. This is for environmental variables in Node.js. So into the backend, into our root folder here, for the backend, here I am going to make a .gmv file, and here mongo underscore URL is equal to, and I am going to paste it. And you just see here with the closing and opening brackets the password. Of course, my password was the same as the username because for the demo purposes, of course, in a real application, you want your username and password to be completely different. But this is for demo purposes. That's why I do it like this. Okay, and here, process.env.mongo underscore URL. This is how you write environmental variables. You precede them like this, and then we call a callback function if it's a success. So, Mongo DB has been started successfully. Okay, and here to start our server, app.listen, process.env.port, and again a callback function if it's a success. So, server has been started successfully. Okay, so for the port, I'm going to write here the port again. So port is equal to 5000. I usually make the port on 5000. And for having our basic application, this is it. So let me start it here. So npx node1. And when I click enter, what is going to happen? So server has been started successfully and MongoDB has been started successfully. But you see here, this thing here. So we need to copy paste this to just get rid of the warning. So you always use by default in Mongoose or use true. I'm interested in what it means to suppress this warning. Okay, so I'm going to restart the server. So like this, and npx node1, and I think we have no warning. Yes. Okay, so let's start making our folder structure. So here we are going to use models. We're going to have controllers as well, and lastly we're going to have a middlewares folder. So usually, you know, everyone, I mean 99% of the people first start with the model. So let's go here and let's make a user.js, and the next one is block.js. So let's start first with the user. So const mongoose is equal to require mongoose, and then const user schema is equal to new mongoose.schema. And here we have username, type is going to be string, then required is going to be here true, and of course it's going to be unique. So if you have never worked with Mongoose, I'm going to explain the things. So this means that our field username must be a type of a string. We must provide it if you want to create a document, otherwise we are going to get an error. And it must be different from all of the usernames in the collection. So it must be different, you must provide it, and it must be a string. It's not that hard to understand, I know, but I wanted to explain it. Then the next field here is going to be an email, which is going to have the same, literally the same, so I can copy paste them. It's going to be a type of a string, required true, and unique is going to be true. And there is another field here I can for match, and I can provide here regex, but I'm not going to do this, but so you know. You can test if the email is valid with regex if you want to do it. But it's a demo application, I'm not going to go too deep. Okay, then I'm going to have here a password, which is going to be a type of a string. Required is going to be of course of a true, but I'm not going to provide unique for obvious reasons. But I'm going to provide a minimum of 6 characters. Of course, you can provide a minimum of 8 because, you know, mathematically the longer a password is, the more secure it is. But right now I'm going to provide 6. And that is it actually. And here, of course, I can provide if I want a time stamps to true. This is something from Mongoose. This is not a field that I just tried. This is from Mongoose. You see here, it's another object here. This basically gives us an updated add and created add fields. This thing here give us those two fields here. So when we create or update document, we are going to have a timestamp when it was created and updated. And here, of course, module.export is equal to mongoose.module user and then the user schema. Come on. Okay, we are ready with the user schema. The next schema, of course, is the block. So I'm just going to copy my user schema, or actually I'm not going to copy it, I'm going to write it from scratch from you guys, because I know copying, you don't like copying. So here const mongoose is equal to require mongoose, and then const block schema is equal to new mongoose.schema. And here I'm going to give first a user ID because I want to link the author with the author of the block with himself. Of course, I want them to be linked. And here the type is going to be not a string, but it's going to be quite an interesting thing. So mongoose.types .object ID ref to user, and then required is going to be to true. So this means that we need to provide object ID which is going to point to our user collection, and we must provide it required to true. If you don't know what is object ID, you know when you create a document it has an unique identifier, which is literally a string of characters, which is something like this. You get the point, something long which is unique. So this is how we are going to link our block with our user. Then we're going to have a title, which is going to be here a type of a string, required of true. Come on, required true. And here I'm going to write minimum of 4 characters for our title. Then after the title we're going to have a description, so a type of a string required of true, and a minimum of 12 characters for our description. It's going to be the same as the title, but of course the description is usually longer than a title. Then I'm going to give a photo, so here a type of string and required of true. We're going to provide a string which is going to point to a photo here, which we are going to provide in one directory which we have yet to create, so don't worry about this, we are going to see. Then I'm going to have a category which is going to be here a type of a string and required of true. We must provide a category, of course. Then it's going to be a featured, which is a type of a boolean, not a string. You see here a different data type, and default is going to be false here. It's not going to be required. Then I'm going to give here type of a number, and default is going to be 0. So now, of course, initially our views are going to be 0. And the last field here is likes, which is an array of strings. You see here an array of strings, and default is going to be an empty array. So this will be the field for our block, as you see here. And of course I need to provide here the timestamps to true. And then module.export is equal to mongoose.model block and block schema, just like this here. So we are ready with the blocks, with the block schema and the user schema. I suggest you that we start with the controllers. So we're going to have a node controller.js, come on, and block controller.js. So first, of course, I'm going to start with the Auth Controller. So let's go. Const Auth Controller is equal to require express and then dot router. And here const user, we import the user model, so require dot slash models slash user. Then const bcrypt is require bcrypt, and then const JWT or JWT, if you have heard it like this, from JSON Web Token. So bcrypt is used for hashing password, which makes password unrecognizable. You can read more about hashing. It's something related to cryptography, if I'm not mistaken. And JWT is used for authentication and authorization. Authentication is when you log in or sign up, and authorization is either you are a user or you are a guest or you are an admin. So this authorization is basically like the hierarchy in the application, because you know the admin is at the top. He have the most permission. That's what is authorization. Okay, and here Auth Controller dot post, and here register async request response let me copy paste it just because it's again a post request, but here is on the login endpoint. So here I'm going to have a try catch. So for the catch block, you know, I'm going to write some generic return response status of 500.json error, just like this. And let's start here for the try. So for the try, first I'm going to declare const is existing and is equal to await user.find1, and here email request.body.email. Then if is existing, so if it's existing here, throw new error, already search on, whoops, a typo here, already search on account, try a new email or a different, we can put different email. So first we check if there is such an email registered, and if there is such an email registered, of course we're going to throw an error, but if not, we're going to continue. The next part is to hash our password. So here const hashed password is equal to await bcrypt dot hash request.body dot password, and here 10. Then const password, and here dot others is equal to new user dot underscore doc. Of course, I went too fast with this. We need to create our user. So here const new user is equal to await user dot create, and here we spread the request dot body, which holds all the user information that he has sent, and then we assign one of the properties with our hashed variable. So sorry for this line, I went too fast. So this is how it looks. We check here if there is an email, and if there is not, we continue. Then we hash our password, and then we create the user with the hashed password. And then I want to get away the password from our user, because then I want to return the user without a password, even though it's hashed. It's just for security reasons again. Okay, and then of course before returning it, I want to make the token. So JWT.sign, and here id to new user dot underscore id, process.env.jwt underscore secret. So the first parameter here is something that we provide, some user information. The second is a secret. You see here process.env.jwt secret, and the third is optional, which have the expire seen as a property. So here I can specify 5h, which means 5 hours, or 2d, which means 2 days. I'm going to leave it at 5h, which is 5 hours. And you see here the JWT underscore secret. Let's go here to the .env and let's make some secrets. So secret 1, 2, 3, something like this. Of course, in a real application, you want your secret to be much longer and much more complicated. But this is for demo purposes. And then here, I'm going to return response status of 201, which means successfully created. And here I'm going to return the others and then the token. And here I can rename, instead of others to be user, it's more accurate like this. So, you know. Okay, we are ready with the register, and let me try the login. And after I make the login, we're going to try in the Postman bot of the functions, so don't worry. Here for the catch, I'm going to copy the code. It's basically the same, so here copy it from here and paste it here. But for the try, let's go. So here const user is equal to await user.find1, and here email request.body.email. Then if we don't have a user here, throw new error, and here invalid credentials. So here we make the same query. So here we see if there is a user with that email, but we make an opposite condition. So here we check if it's existing with that email, and here the opposite, if it's not existing. So you know, that's how login works. Then here we compare the password. So here const compare pass is equal to await bcrypt.compare, and here request.body.password, and then the user.password. So the first parameter for the await.compare, for the bcrypt.compare, is first the normal password, I mean the non-hashed password, and then the other one, which you're going to see when I create register, it is completely unrecognizable, so you know. And here, if compare password is false, of course the password are not equal, so we're going to throw new error, again invalid credentials. And here const password and then other. So here again I'm going to spread the user underscore doc. If you wonder why it's user and it's underscore doc, it is basically the values like this you are accessing. If not, if I don't forget, I'm going to remove the dot underscore doc just for you to see why we put it in the first place. Okay, and here const token is equal to JWT.sign, again ID, user dot underscore ID, process dot env dot JWT underscore secret, and here expires in, and here again I'm going to provide 5h, which is for 5 hours. And here return response status of 200.json here, user, and here I'm going to rename the others to users, and here token. So we just need to import it here, which is here. So route, so app.use on the auth route, I'm going to provide auth controller, and of course I need to export it. So module.exports auth controller, and let me import it here like this. But before we even try to send a postman request or whatever request is, because here you see request.body, we need to write two middlewares, otherwise request.body would be undefined in every scenario. So in order for request.body to have some values inside, I need to code those two middlewares, so express.json and app.use express.url encoded and inside extended to true. Those two middlewares are going to enable me to send request.body and to have some values inside the request.body. So here, let's open the postman and let's try here to make two requests, which is one for the register and one for the login. So here, let me just delete this with something called, and here auth register on the post request. Here let me delete the body and let's go. So username will be user1, email is going to be here user1@gmail.com, and password here is going to be something easy, so 123. So I click send. Everything works as intended. You see here we get the user without the password as I wanted, and this is how a JWT token looks like. This long thing, this is a JWT token. Okay, but I wanted to show you two things. So I want to return just the user, the new user. So you are going to see how a password looks like, a hashed password looks like if you have not seen. So this is how a hashed password looks like. This is from 123 to this, which in my eyes and probably in yours is completely unrecognizable. You see, from 123 to this human cannot recognize this. They cannot. You see, 123 to this. Okay. And the next thing that I wanted to show you is what happens if I remove the dot underscore doc. So you see right now I destructured without the dot underscore doc. So right now let me make a third user and click send. Wow, you see how many things we get here, and this is the thing that we are interested in, the dot underscore doc, in the underscore doc just. So this is the thing that we are interested in. So that's why here I put underscore doc, just like this. So right now you see how it's working. Okay, let me try right now the login. So I'm going to remove the username because I don't need the username to log in, just the email and password, and let me click send. So you see we are getting everything that we wanted. Let me write a bonus character here to see if it's going to give me an error. So yes, I get an error. And here if I type a bonus character here, yes, I get an error. You see here 500 internal server error. So it's working, nice. And if I click again, okay, it's returning me the user as it should. Okay, so we are ready with the auth controller, my dear friends. The next is the block controller. So here, let's go. So const block controller is equal to require express and then dot router. Then const verify token is equal to require dot middlewares slash verify token, which as you see is a function that we have not created. So just let me import the block model here, dot model slash block, and let me make here the middleware, because we're going to need this middleware verify token. So let's go. Verify token .js, not JSON, and here JWT is equal to require JSON web token. This is the only thing that we need to import for this function, and let's go. Const verify token is equal to request response next, and here I don't even need a try catch. So let's start. If we don't have into the request.headers.authorization, return response status of forward3.json here with the message not authorized, no token. And now you are wondering, what is this request.headers.authorization? Why? I'm going to show you. So into the postman, you see here, this is everything is request. So you see here, this is request.body, request.params, and here request.authorization. So why it's like this? So bearer token, if I make it, it's updated. So for the first time I see it like this, postman is updated. So you see here it's request.headers and here authorization, but I don't see it here from parent bearer token. So we provide the token like this. So let me copy paste it. That's how we provide the token. So bearer and a space. So you're going to see when you make the middleware, don't worry my friends. So let's start. This is where we place our JWT token to in the middleware we are going to verify. So if request.headers.authorization exists and request.headers.authorization starts with bearer and a space, because you see here it starts with a bearer and a space. Let's go into the condition. So const token is equal to request.headers.authorization.split, and we split it by the space. So when we split it by the space, we get an array with the bearer, as a string here, and the JWT token, which is that long thing. And of course I want to get the token. You see it's the second element, so I'm going to go to the first index. So we get the second element just like this, and here JWT.verify token process.env.jwt underscore secret, and here error and data. If error, return response status of forward3.json here message wrong or expired token. So if we have an error, that means that the token is either expired or is wrong. Else here, that means that everything is right. We go to request.user and we reassign the data, which is basically an object with the user ID as its only property. So it's basically request.user.id, and it's going to point us to the person that is assigned to the token. And here next, because next is literally, how I can explain it to you if you don't know middlewares. It's basically, if I place the verify token function here, next is literally this thing here. If I do not call next, it's not going to call the function that is here. Okay, so we are ready with this function. We just need to export it, and you're going to see it in action soon in the block controller. So we are ready with the function. Let me close it here and let's continue with the block controller. So for the block controller here, I'm going to have a block controller dot get, and it's going to be get all. So here async request response, again a try catch, and if you wonder why it's async, is because we interact with the database. Every single interaction with the database is asynchronous by nature. So for the catch block, return response status of 500.json error, and for the try here, const blocks is equal to await block.find, just like this, and here dot populate user ID, and here minus password. So we are populating here, you see the models, we are populating here the user ID into the block schema, but I want to remove the password. So literally from the ID we make the ID to the user, but I want it to be without the password for obvious security reasons. and then return response status of 200.json, and then I return the blocks. Okay, then the next action that I want to write is here block controller, again a get request, but it is for getting an individual block. So /find/id, again async request response try catch, and then I'm going to again copy paste here the code from the catch block, and let's start with the try. So const block is equal to await block.find by id request params.id. This is how you access this thing here. With the request.params, you access this thing here, and they must be the same. You see here, it even pops up from the IntelliSense property ID. So they must be the same name here. And then dot populate, again user ID, and I don't want the password from the user ID to be returned. Then dot block.views is incremented by 1 because the find ID action is going to be only called when you click on an individual post, and of course I want to increment its view, so that's why I do it like this. Then I save it because I want to update the views, and then return response status of 200.json here block. This is how it's going to work. Then block controller dot get, and here /feature. This is how we're going to get the featured blocks. Async request response, and here a try catch, and here again for the catch I'm going to copy paste, and for the try const blocks is equal to await block dot find, and here featured is equal to true. Oops, come on, to true, and then dot populate user ID, and then minus the password, and I want only to get 3, so limit to 3, and then return response status of 200.json, and then blocks. Okay, then block controller dot post, this is for creating, so we need the verified token. Right now we're going to see it in action. Async request response, again a try catch. Let me paste here from the catch, and for the try here const block is equal to await block dot create, and here we spread the request dot body just like this, and then we assign one of the properties, which is user ID, to request dot user dot id. So this request dot user dot id comes from here, from request dot user, because the data is just the id and then the id. This is the data. Data is equal to this. Okay, and then let's what we have left here, yes, to return. So return response status to 1 block. Okay, then after this here we have for updating, so block router dot put, and here is going to be update block /id. Again we are going to need the verified token. Async request response, and here again a try catch. Again I'm going to copy paste here for the catch block, and for the try let's go. Const block is equal to await block dot find by id request dot params dot id, and then if block dot user id is not equal to request dot user dot id, we're going to throw an error because we can update only our own blocks, right? And here throw new error. You can update only your own posts, and then const updated block is equal to await block dot find by id and update request dot params dot id, and here I'm going to update with the set, and then new to true to return the updated one. Otherwise, if I omit this new to true, it's going to return the block before it was updated, but it's going to update it. I know it's kind of weird. That's why I always put this new here. And then I can dot populate user ID, and here minus password. And I can even make that on that on several lines, just like this. And here return response status of 200.json updated block. Okay, then block controller dot put It's again going to be put because we're going to like the block this time. So this for liking the block. So here again we are going to need the verify token, async request response, a try catch. Again I'm going to paste the catch code, and for the try, const block is equal to await block dot find by id. Oops, find by id request dot params dot id. Then if block.likes.includes request.user.id, this means that we have already liked it, so we're going to unlike it. So block.likes is equal to block.likes.filter user id, and then user id is not equal to user._.id. So basically we're going to filter our user id if we have already liked it, and then await block.save, and then return response status of 200.json successfully liked the block. Okay, else that means that we have not liked it, so we're going to like it. So block.likes.push request.user.id await block.save, and again for the return response status of 200.json here successfully liked the block. And here I see it should be unliked, not liked, it should be unliked. And this is basically the like. The last one here I see is the delete. So let's go. Block controller dot delete block, and here the ID. Again I'm going to need the verify token because only the user that have created the block can delete the block. You cannot delete other people blocks. Here a try catch. Let me just copy paste here for the catch, and for the try let's go. Const block is equal to await block dot find by id request params dot id. Then if block dot user id is not equal to request dot user dot id, throw new error. You can delete only your own posts. And then await block dot find by id and delete request params dot id. This is how you do it. And then return response status of 200.json here successfully deleted the block. Okay, and then of course we module.exports the block controller, and let's import it here. app.use block controller like this, and let's go to postman. So I just want to see here the fields that I want to type, that I need to type. Okay, so it's going to be just block. Of course, first I need to create. Here is that headers. How I didn't see it previously. Here is just directly to authorization. Here this how I wait. Here I want to copy paste this. Here is where I place my this is where I place my JWT token. Here I see some message when I covered. This is a duplicate header and we overwritten by the authorization header generated by Postman. I mean, they have the same values here, so you don't need to worry. Okay, so let's make here. So a title is going to be, let's make it a block one. Description is going to be description of block one. What else we have here? Photo. I'm not going to have right now the photo functionality, but in the client we're going to make it, so stick with me. Here I'm just going to type something random as a string. Category, let's make it here nature. And those are the required, I think, yes. So let me remove here the comma and let's click on send. Wrong or expired token. Let me see here. So wrong or expired token, this comes from here. So let me console log here the token, and let me see. If I click here on send, it's just sending the bearer without the token. How is that possible? So here I place my token. So here, my friends, I had it on bearer token. I'm just going to make it here no auth, because I can here just write it inside. So just no auth, and here I'm going to make my second block because I made one when I didn't film. So here category, let's make it, I don't know, music, and let's click on send. So you see we get everything here populated, updated, created at, here the ID, here the user ID, and it's working. So I read some of the documentation. So we have created the block successfully. Here I'm just pasting here dot headers, and here I made it node. Okay, what else here we have? Just let me go here to, so we have here get all. Okay, I'm going to make another just to have some tree like this, and let's go. So here I'm going to make it like get all, and here a get request just to see if it's working. So yes, we get the 3 blocks that we have inside, and you see here they are populated without the password as they should be. So this working successfully. Then I have the find ID, so it's going to be here a find, and here I want to get the third block, so I'm going to copy its ID, paste it, and click send. And here I get the third block. You see block 3, description of block 3. So this is again working as intended, which is nice. Then I have here a featured, but I have not made featured collections, featured blocks. So I'm going to make the first one featured. So it's going to be here equal to true. Update. And let me call here featured, just like this here. So we need to get the first one. So you see here, we get the first one. And here, wait, why do I get here user ID and here password like this here? It should not be like this. Wait, here I probably have missed, yes, here I have missed the minus sign. So here, of course, you should have a minus to not get the password. So if I click again, it's working as intended. Okay, it's not the password, but here we have the username and the email, so this working again as intended. Nice. Here, what else I have tried the post. Here I have the updated block to update the block. So here, let me try it. So update block, and here I'm going to paste the ID, which is here of the first one. And I want to update its title from block 1. We're going to make it different. So here, just let me make this smaller. And here the title is going to be 11111, just for obvious reasons, to see if it's updated. And I'll put request. So let me click send. I get some error. Wow, let me see the error. So if I make it error.message, let me see it. So error.message. You can update only your own post. So how? Wait. With the blog.userid, I know why it's like this. I'm going to console log just for me to explain this. It's not something hard. So just let me remove this console log here, and I'm going to explain it to you, my friends. So let me click send, and you see here they are the same. You see here they end with bb43, bb43. They end with the same letters, and they start, I mean, they are the same, but this is a new object ID, and this is just a string. So that's the problem here. I need them to be made like this. So to, oops, not this, but to string. They needed to be converted, both of them, to string. So right now when I click on send, I'm not going to get an error, but I'm going to get the updated version. So you see here it's updated, so this is working successfully. Then here the like block, let me try here to like. So here instead of update block is going to be like, and let me click on send. So successfully liked the block. If I click again, successfully unliked. Let me click again, successfully liked. And let me go here to the MongoDB to see if it's actually updated. So let me go here to blocks, and here likes, and there is it. This is our user ID, so this is working again as intended. Okay, and I think I have just the delete functionality yet to test. So let me copy here, paste, and let me try to delete it. So when I click on send, I get an error. Because again I need to convert those two to string. So just like this. Let me click on send, and you see message successfully deleted the block. So if I refresh, block 1 should not be in our database. So you see here it's just block 2 and block 3, there is no block 1. So this is again working as intended, my friends. So guys, this was for our backend. Let's go into our client. So my friends, for the client here, we need first to go to our client directory and here to initialize our React application. So npx create dash react dash app space and here a dot. This means that it's going to initialize in our application in our current directory. Application has been successfully initialized. Let me install the dependencies for our client. So npm I react icons, which is for icons, then add Redux.js toolkit, React Redux, and Redux persist. We have one more dependency here, which is timeago.js. Timeago.js is for formatting dates. You're going to see it in action. It's very easy. Okay, while they are doing its thing, let me go here to the source and let me clear the files that I don't need, which are going to be those 5 files that I always delete. So I select them and then I delete them. Then I delete here from the index.js and app.js here that boilerplate, JSX and stuff, and of course from the app.css. So from the app.css I'm going to write here, I'm going to write here box sizing of border box, then margin of 0, padding 0, font family will be Roboto, then fallback will be sans serif if there is no Roboto, scroll behavior is going to be smooth, and lastly user select is going to be none. So for the font family Roboto, let me go here. So Google Fonts, you're going to see how easy it is. It's super easy. So just let me go here to the front page to have your point of view. So here I'm literally on the front page. You see fonts.google.com, and here the first family is Roboto. So you hover and you click here on the Roboto, and then here you select the different boldness. You see here I have selected those that I have already selected with minus, those that I have not yet are with plus. So you select what you want to select here, and then you go to here to the top right corner and you see here view selected families. You click here, and here I just click to copy that links. I go to my public index.html and here I paste it. And this is it. You see how easy it is, and we have the robot font. Okay, just let me close it. And what else here? Okay, so we are ready with the app.css, and let's go here to the source to make the components as well as the pages. We're going to have here 2 main folders, and here for the pages I'm going to have blog details, home, login, register, and here I'm going to have of course update blog. For the components here I'm going to have categories, then create, then featured blocks, footer, navbar, and lastly newsletter. So let me go here to the app.js, and we're going to make the routes. But actually before making the routes here, of course for each folder here I want to make a JSX and a CSS file. So categories.jsx rfce. If you don't know what is this rfce magic you see here, is basically an extension that this is literally an extension with the 7.5 million downloads. So if you want to save a lot of time, it is good to install it. I use it daily. Then categories.module.css, we're going to use CSS modules, which are basically vanilla CSS. So if you don't know them, you have literally zero worries. You're going to see them. It's basically vanilla CSS, as I said. Then for the create.jsx rfce, create.module.css, here import classes from dot slash, come on, create.module.css. Then for the featured blocks, featured blocks.jsx rfce, featured blocks.module.css. Let me import it. So import classes from dot slash. So if you didn't understand, for each folder I'm going to make two files, which is, you see, one JSX and one CSS. So like this, import classes from dot slash. I always want to have the setup beforehand, because then I'm more clear in my head to write the code. I know what's the structure, so that's why I do this, guys, and I recommend you do the same when you write your own projects. And then import classes from dot slash. It's always good to have the folder structure beforehand. Here for the newsletter.jsx, rfc newsletter, come on, newsletter.module.css, and let me import it here. So import classes from dot slash. And here, as you see, the create is in the components, but the create I wanted to move to pages. So sorry for this, guys, if you feel confused, but I want to get the create folder. You see here, the create from components to the pages. So you see right now, create is in the pages. Okay, and here for the pages, blog details, JSX, RFC, blog details.module.css. Let me import it. So import classes from dot slash, just like this. Here for the home.jsx, rfc, home.module.css. Oops, let me import here. Import classes from dot slash, come on, from dot slash. Then login JSX, login.module.css, import classes from dot slash. And here we have two more left, my friend. So here, register JSX, register.module.css, import classes from dot slash, come on, dot slash, register.module.css, and here update block.jsx, rfc, update block.module.css. Finally, we are ready with those folder structures. We have one more part, which is from our setup, which is basically setting up the routing, which is going to be very easy. So here into the index.js, I want to import browser router from React Router DOM. Come from React Router DOM. Here I want to paste it, so here I'm going to paste it, the browser router. And here from the app.js, I want to import routes and route from React Router DOM. Come on, React Router DOM. And here I'm going to have my routes, and inside I'm going to have my individual route. So on the home route, you guess it's the home page. So here, element, just let me close it, and here home. Then I'm going to have login, which is going to be for our login page. Then register, which is, you probably guessed it, for our register page. And I'm going to have three more. So let me paste this three more times. This one is for create. So here the create. Then block details / ID, which is, you guessed it, for the block details. And then we are going to have update block with the ID here for the update block. So this is our routes, my friends. This is it. And let me start here my server. So npm run start. Let me start my website I meant. Let me close everything. Whoops. Okay, while it's loading, I'm going to close here everything. And finally, let's start here with the first component in our application, which is our navbar. So our navbar, let's go. Just let me see here how it's looking. Cannot resolve React Router DOM. I have not installed React Router DOM. How I did forget the most important dependency, probably. npmi React Router DOM. Okay, it's going to be installed, no problem. And here, let's go. So here, import, not import, but the class name, classes.container, then .classes.wrapper. This is how you write styles with the faster style. So by default, it's a div here. If I write div here, or if I don't write, it's a div. But here, if I want it to be a paragraph, here I should write a P, or if I want it to be an heading tree, H3, you get the point. But by default, it is a div. So here I click enter, and you see here the magic. Here it's a div. Then I want here a link, which is from React Router DOM, which is going to navigate us back to the home page. So just let me import it, import link from React Router DOM. So you don't see the navbar, you know why? Because we need to import it here into our home. So we are on our home route. Let me import here the navbar. So just like this here. Okay. And here, this is for our, oops, just a second. This is for our left side here actually. So here I have classes.left. So my bad, I forgot that. So you see how it is. We have container, a wrapper, and a left side, and then our link. Then I'm going to have, of course, a classes.center, and we're going to have a classes.right side. So a left, a center, and a right side. For our center side here, instead of a div here, we have a UL. So here UL with the AY, with the class name here of list item. And I want to have 4 list items. And do you know how I written it? This is how we can write 4 list items with this class name very fast. So I just click enter and voila, the magic. You see here. I'm going to again revert for you to see here how we do it. So this is how we write for AY. And here it's home, about, contacts, and then categories. And here I'm going to have, of course, a right side. So for our right side, I'm going to have here to link to the create page. So here create, and then here I'm going to have a span with the logout text. But this is going to show only if I have, when I click on the image. So here I'm going to just get the image from my GitHub. So here client, source, assets, and I want to get the images here. So usually I install the images from this website. I haven't had any problems. So here I just save, show in folder, here the zip, and here I'm going to cut, and here what was the name? Block MERN. So here block MERN, then client, source, and here I paste it. So here you can just get the images from the GitHub. Just close it, close this, oops, and let's go. So here I want to have an image here, which is going to be woman image, and it's going to have a class name here of classes.image. So here let me import woman image from //assets/woman.jpg. And here I want to show those 2 things here. I'm going to show you right now how it's going to work. So here I'm going to have an on click here with the set show model. It's going to be here to the previous, to the opposite of the previous. So this is how we do it. So a function, this is how the on clicks looks like. So of course I need to make here the state. So const show model, set show model is equal to use state of false. Okay, so right now let me see how it's looking. Of course we need to style that a little bit for you to see how it's looking. So we can go calmly to our CSS, and I'm going to split the screen for you, my dear friends, and let's go. So here dot container is going to be here a height of 6 pixel, width of 100%, position is going to be sticky, top of 0, come on, top 0, left is going to be 0, border bottom is going to be 1 pixel, solid 777, then background color is going to be 000, and here the index of 999. This is how it's going to look like. Then dot wrapper is going to be here height of 100%, width of 1180 pixel, margin of 0 auto, then display of flex, justify content of space between, and align items of center. Then I'm going to have here for the left, center, and the right side, just like this here. So for our dot left, we're going to have here a font size of 28 pixel and font weight of bold. And here for the anchor tag side, our left is going to be a text decoration of none. Oops, and here a color of FFF, which is a white color. So you see how it's looking, but of course I know, guys, the image is super big, we need to make it smaller. So let's go here to the below the right comment, and here dot image is going to be width of 40 pixel, height of 40 pixel, object fit of cover, border radius of 50%, and here a cursor of pointer, just like this. So you see how the image, of course right now it's much better, it's smaller. Okay, so this was for our left side. You see it's quite short. Let's go here to our center side. So here dot center is going to be display of flex, align items of center, list style is going to be here on none, and gap of 1.5 IRM. Then dot list item here is going to be color of white, cursor of pointer, and transition of 150 milliseconds all. And of course dot list item cover, and we are going to change the text color too. You see this color, so hash color E7, E3, E3. This is the color. So when I cover, you see I don't know if you see it, but it's like a slight. I can even make it a little bit more, so just like this. Right now we are probably going to see it. I mean, I see it myself, it's barely doing its thing. Okay, and then let's go here to the right side. So here dot right, oops, curly braces, dot right is going to be display of flex, align items of center, gap of 0.75 IRM, and color of white. Then dot image, I have already written the image style, so I can just go here to dot model, is going to be a height of 75 pixel, width of 75 pixel. And before continuing with the model, do you know what is this, the model? It is this div here, which I'm going to write right now. So this create and logout is going to show only if this is true. And I need here a parent to get rid of the error. So here we have classes.model, which is going to wrap those two elements here. So with the image, we can toggle this show model, and here the show model is this, what we're going to show, so you know. And let's continue here with the CSS. So background color here is going to be 666. Position is going to be absolute. Top of 2.5 IRM, right of 9.5 IRM. Display of flex direction here is going to be a column. Align items of center, justify content of center, and gap of 1 IRM. Come on, gap of 1 IRM, like this. And here, inside the right, and inside the model, and inside the span, here is going to be a cursor of pointer to indicate that the logout is clickable. And then inside the model, but this time the anchor tag, which is with the create text decoration is going to be none, and color is going to be FFF. So right now you don't see them, but when I click on the image, you see them, and I need to click on the image again to get rid of it. So you see how I like this a lot. So this is the navbar here, my friends. The next component that we need to write is the featured blocks. So let me close here the navbar, and let me go to the featured blocks. But of course I need to import it here inside the home. So featured blocks, like this. And let's go here to the features blocks. So here, featured blocks, and let's go. So here I have class name is going to be here classes.container. Then I'm going to have .classes.wrapper again, as you see here. And here I have an h3 with the featured blocks. Then I'm going to have here classes.blocks, and here I'm going to have a left side and the right side inside those blocks. So first I'm going to write static data, and then I'm going to fetch from our database. So first it's going to be a static data. We're not going to interact with the database just now. We're going to do it in several minutes, let's say. So here for the left, I have inside the main block, so main block just like this here, and here I have an image. Oops, an image, and here is going to be, let's say, mountain image 1. And here we don't need even a class name, just an empty alt tag. I'm just going to leave it. And here import mountain image 1 from // asset / mountain image.jpg. And here below the image here I'm going to have classes.main block data. And here I have a span with the class name here of category, which is going to be the category. Let's put it, let's say, at nature. Then I'm going to have below classes.metadata, which is going to have here the MD outline preview, that icon, and here let's make it 123 views. And below this metadata, I'm going to have another class with the metadata, which is going to be here AI view like with the, let's make it again 100, let's make it 100 likes, just like this. So here we have the category, here we have the metadata, and those three, wait, my bad. So here they need to be wrapped here inside a class name, which is category and metadata. So the category and those two metadatas need to be wrapped inside this. So you see here, you see they need to be wrapped, those three here, inside the category and metadata. So below the category and metadata, I'm going to have an h4, which is the title. So title, so blog 1 title, let's make something like this. And below the title here, I'm going to have a paragraph here with the description. So here paragraph.classes.description, and let's have some orem ipsum at the beginning, which is, let's say, orem 12, something like this. And then below the paragraph here, I'm going to have a div with the author and created at, which is going to be here a span inside another span, which here author, and here I'm going to have a space, and here let's write my name, which is Will, and then I can copy paste here, and here created, let's write here some random date, so the current date that I'm filming the video. And this is it for the left side. So you see here the left side, and here you see how long it is. I can close everything. So you see here, I'm going to show you one trick. So here horizontally, and I click here on that arrow, and you see here we have the right side. So for our right side here, I'm going to have two divs here. So here classes.secondary block, and I'm just going to copy paste. So here we have two secondary blocks, and inside that secondary block here, first I have an image, which is going to be, let's say, source mountain image but 2, and here an empty alt tag again. Then below the image here, I'm going to have a div with the class name here of secondary block data, and here I have an h4 with the title again, so block to title. Again, I have a description, which is paragraph with the class name of desk, and again some orem ipsum. I'm going to write 12. So if you want to write specifically 12 words, you can do it like this. So orem and here 12, and I click enter. This is how I do it. And below that paragraph here, I'm going to have again div with the class name of author and created at, like this. And here I have a span inside a span, so author, 2 dots, and here again a space, and here my name. I can copy paste this, paste it again, and here created, and here again the current date, which is 27th of February 2023. And of course here I need to import that image, so import from // asset / here mountain second.jpg, and here I can copy this like this and paste it here. So I can just make here this different. So this is not defined. Of course I need to import the icons, so just like this from React icons /md, and then AI view like from React icons /AI. So let me see how it's looking before styling it. Of course you cannot see a thing because those images are too big, so you know what is the next thing that we need to do. of course CSS. So just let me close this and let's go. Okay, so here dot container is going to be margin top of 3 item, height is going to be calc of 100 vh minus 60 pixel, and then width of 100%. Then dot wrapper is going to be here max width of 1180 pixel, margin of 0 auto. Then we're going to have a height of 100%, width of 100%, display of flex direction is going to be here a column, align items of center, and here a gap of 2 IRM. Then dot wrapper and the h3 inside, which is this feature block, is going to have a margin bottom of 1.5 IRM, font size of 36 pixel, color of 222, and here a font weight of both. Then after the h3 here, I'm going to have dot wrapper and here blocks, which is going to be display of flex, align items of center, and gap of 5 RM. Then here the left side, so here I'm going to have a left and a right side, as you may know. In here for the left side, I'm going to have dot left, and it's going to take flex 2, so it's going to be twice as big as the right side, and here a height of 100%. Then dot left, and here the main block, so I can make it like this for you to see what I'm styling. So you know, the main block is going to be height of 100% and position of relative. Then category, and then wait, before the category I need to style the image. So main block, and here the image inside is going to be height of 100%, width of 100%, object fit of cover, and position is going to be relative. Then dot category and metadata is going to have a display of flex, align items of center, gap of 1.5 IRM, and margin bottom of 1.25 IRM. Then dot category is going to be here border of 1 pixel solid FFF, border radius of 12 pixel, and here padding of 0.25 on top and bottom and 1.25 on left and right. So let me see how it's looking right now. Of course you cannot see that much for obvious reasons, mainly because those other images are taking too big, but we're going to style them, don't worry. Okay, after the category here I have dot metadata, which is going to receive display of flex, align items of center, and gap of 0.25 IRM. Here then I have dot left, and here the main block, and inside the main block here I have the main block data, which is position of absolute, then bottom of 2.5 IRM, color of FFF, and padding of 0 top and bottom, and left and right of 1 IRM. Then after this here I want to copy paste this and then target the H4, and the H4 is going to be font size of 32 pixel and margin bottom of 0.75 IRM. Then dot block description, which is this here, so it's block desk. So rename the here from the left here is block description. So block description is font size of 18 pixel, color of E2 GE, and margin bottom of 1 IRM for the block description. And then here dot author and created at is going to be here display of flex and justify content of space between. And then dot left, and inside the dot left main block, and inside the main block we have the main block data. Inside is the author and created at, then the span and another span inside. And if you wonder what is this web dev mania, I want to target those things here. Those things here I want to target. And they are going to be font size of 17 pixel, color of EF, and here font weight of both. Those are the things. So right now they look like this. I know why, because the other images are not styled. So let's go here to the right side and let's go. So here, the right side, just let me scroll here for you to see what I'm styling. So dot right is going to be here flex of 1. So left is flex of 2, this is flex of 1. This means that this is going to be, let's say, 33%. Then height of 100% again, display of flex direction of column, and gap of 3 IRM. Then dot right and secondary block is going to have a height of 50%, width of 100%, position of relative, and here color of 000. And finally, we're going to style the images for the right side. So here dot right secondary block, and then the image height of 100%, width of 100%, object width of cover, and position of relative. So right now you see how are the images, nice, and this is how the main block looks like. It looks very nice in my opinion. Okay, let's continue here. So dot secondary block data is going to have width of 100%, position of absolute, bottom of 2.5 IRM, and padding of 0 on top and bottom and 1 on left and right. So 1 on left and right. Then secondary block data, and we target the H4, which is this thing here, is going to be font size of 28 pixel, font weight of bold, and color of white. Then after this here secondary block data, we're going to have here the description inside, which is going to be a color of FFF, max width of 275 pixel, text overflow of ellipsis, white space of norap, overflow hidden, and margin 1.25 on top and bottom, and 0 on left and right. So you see here, this makes it dot dot dot. You probably don't see this because here it's white, but this basically makes, if the text, let's make the text is like this, is going to make it just like this. Is going to have just 3 dots if it's overflow from that width. So it's a very nice trick if you think that the description is maybe too long. And here then author and create a tab. We have already written this, so we don't need to change anything. So this like this, but I don't know why here the color is black. I need to change it. So here it's FFF. So like this, yes. And I can actually make here the EF. No, okay, just like this. Okay. So this for our features block. You see how we have here the margin, and I want the next part is to write the login in the register, because with the login and register, then I can use the create functionality, and this basically the basis of our application. So let me close this the features block, and let me go here to the register first. So here for the register, I'm going to have a class name here of classes.container. Then inside I'm going to have here a classes.wrapper, and inside here I'm going to have an h2 with register, and below the h2 I'm going to have here a form, and here inside I have on submit, which is going to be handle register. So we can create the function const handle register is equal to async, it's take the event, and here a try catch. Okay, then input text, I have here a placeholder of username dot. Oops. Then I'm going to have here type of an email, placeholder is going to be email, and then another input, which is type of a password, and here password dot. And here I'm going to have a button with the type of a submit, and here is going to have a register, and here a paragraph already have an account question mark link here, which is going to navigate us to the login, and here login, just like this. And I need to import here the link, so import link from React Router DOM, and let's define first our state. So here const username set username is equal to use state, here an empty string, then const email set email is equal to use state empty string, then const password set password is equal to an empty string, and then I'm going to get the navigate, because if we have a success, of course I want to redirect. So use navigate, I don't see it, come on, use navigate like this, nice. And let's start typing here the function. So here of course I want first to have the event.prevent default, because the default behavior for forms is to refresh, and I don't want the page to be refreshed. And let's continue here inside the try. So here for the try I'm going to have const response is equal to await fetch http localhost 5000 auth register, and here I'm going to have headers, content type. But actually, guys, I know how we can do this much cleaner. I almost forgot here. Let me delete this and let's make here, you see here components, pages and assets. On the same level, I want to create the utils, and here is going to be fetch api.js. Sorry that I went too fast with this, but here assets, components, pages, and here utils, they are on the same level, those 4 folders. And here we can go to the GitHub. So here my GitHub repositories, and here I have it. So let me go to the client, and here source, and here utils, and here fetch API. So this basically simplifies our fetch API. So you can see here, it's not very hard to understand. Just this part maybe maybe a little confusing, but this is for sending images. That's why I do it like this. And here it's basically a switch statement with get, post, but then delete, and it's returning our data. So it's very useful. So I can leave it at open just to import it. And here const data is equal to await request. And here we just provide register, auth register, just like this here. And of course I need to provide that's a post request, and here some options. So here options, and let me define those options. So const options is equal to content type to dots application/json, like this. And I can console log data before doing anything else. And of course I just want to have console.error in our cache. Okay, so let me attach here the onChange here. Let me make here the onChange event here. So e.target.value, then onChange is going to be here set email e.target.value, and then onChange here is going to be set password e.target.value, just like this here. And of course I need to provide as well a body, which is going to be like this here. So username, email, and password for the body. And usually when you provide some values like this, you want to make a check here. So if username is equal to empty, or email is equal to empty, come on, or password is equal to empty, you want to return, you don't want to do anything. So this is how our application, this is how we're going to do this condition. And let's go here to the /register. So of course we need to style it. Let me go first to the CSS, and let's start styling it. So here dot container is going to be position absolute, top of 0, left is going to be 0, height 100 vh, width 100 vw, background image is going to be url /assets/mountain to .jpeg, then background color is going to be RGBA 000.2, just to have some overlay. Back size is going to be a color, of course, and here background blend mode is going to be darken. So I want to see how it's looking right now. Okay, you see here, and when I increase this value here from 2 to 5, you see it's much darker, you see here. But let's make it 25 actually. 25 I think is going to be very good. Let's make it even 0.3. Yes, 0.3 is nice. Let's continue here. We have a display of flex here, justify content of center, and align items of center. Then for the dot wrapper here, I'm going to have a height of 67.5 VH, which is going to be 27.5 VW. Then border radius of 20 pixel. Display of flex direction is going to be column, and here background color is going to be white. Then after the wrapper, and here the H to inside, which is 171097. Text align is going to be center, margin 2.5 on top and bottom, and 0 on left and right, font size of 26 pixel. And this is it for the title. So you can see how it's looking right now. It's getting it's going to look better and better with each line of CSS. Okay, let's continue here. So the form is going to be, oh, I forgot to split my screen here. Come on, how I forgot this thing here. So the form here is going to be a display of flex direction of column, align items of center, and gap of 42 pixel. Then form and the input inside is going to be width of 50%, outline of none, border of none, and border bottom actually is going to be 1 pixel solid 333 for the input inside. Then after this I'm going to start here the form and the button inside, which is going to be here outline of none, background color is going to be blue, color of FFF, border radius of 12 pixel, padding of 0 point top and bottom and 1.25 font left and right, font size of 18 pixel, cursor of pointer, and here border 1 pixel solid transparent. And of course when we hover, so form, again the button, and when we hover, it's going to be a background color of white, border color of blue, and color of blue, just like this here. And then form and the paragraph inside is going to be here text align of center, color is going to be black color, display of flex direction of column, and justify content of center, just like this. And here form inside the paragraph, and inside the anchor tag, which is this thing here, is going to be text decoration of none, font size of 17 pixel, color of 888, and then margin top of 0.25 ARM, like this. So you can see how it's looking. I can make actually this smaller, so let's make it 60. How it's going to look like? Yeah, 60 looks very nice in my opinion. So this is how our register is going to look like. And let's try it. So here inspect, and let's type here user123 user123 at gmail.com, and here 123 click register. Here we have the course. Here I forgot to write the middleware, so we go here to the index.js just like this here, and we write here app.use and here course. So right now we would have no problems. So right now when I click again on register, it works from the first try, so nice. So we have the token and the user, which is a nice. And of course I want to save it in local storage, so that's why I'm going to use right now Redux and Redux persist. Redux persist saves the what we get into, Redux persist saves to local storage. So we are ready with the register. I suggest you that we go to the Redux. We just need to, it's going to take us 5 minutes. We just use it for the authentication. It's not complicated, don't worry. So here again on the same level with the utils, pages, components and assets, I'm going, what I did. So here I have Redux, and here it's going to be auth/.js and then store.js. So for the auth slice, we're going to have here import create slice, and here from at Redux.js toolkit, and then const initial state is going to be here user no, and here token is going to be no as well. Then export const auth slice is equal to create slice, name is going to be auth, initial state is going to be initial state, and then reducers functions. But before continuing, I want to explain you just for 30 seconds what it does. So our initial state will be this initial state, which means what we are going to touch with the reducers function, and the reducers functions themselves are just functions that change our state. So those state is going to be available application wide. So this is what is Redux, is basically variables and functions that change those variables. It's nothing more complicated. People like to complicate it a lot. So it is variables and functions that change the variables, and they are both available application, available in the all components. So I'm going to leave this comment if you feel confused, and let's start here with the reducer. So here I'm going to have a login with the state and action here, and here I'm going to have local storage clear. Then state.user is going to be equal to action.payload.user, then state.token is equal to action.payload.token, and this is how we do it. Then oops, I just need the comma here, then I have a register with the, which is again taking the state and action. So here again local storage.clear. I want to clear the local storage before doing anything. Then state.user is equal to action.payload.user. And here, this is how we get access to the data from action.payload. This is how we get access to the data that we sent. And then state.token is equal to action.payload.token. And then here we are ready with the register. So the next one is the logout, which takes only the state. And the logout state.user is equal to no, and state.token is equal to no. And then local storage.clear. And then, oops, I export them. So here export const register login and logout is equal to auth slice.actions. And then export default auth slice dot reducer. So this is how I write it. And the next part is to go to our store, of course. But for our store, I suggest to you, my friends, that you just go to my GitHub, because we have a lot of boilerplate code that we don't need to write, which is from Redux persist specifically. Not from Redux or Redux toolkit, but from Redux persist. So here into the source, Redux store, and you see how much code here we have. This is all this like 90% boilerplate. So just to know, here you place your reducers. That's the only thing that you need to know, and then the code takes the rest. Okay, and in order to make our code available application wide, we need to go here to the index.js, and we need to do the same like we did with the browse router to wrap our whole application with some components. So here I have the provider component, and then I'm going to have the persist gate. Oops. And here for the provider here, I need to write here store, and here the store, which is coming here from, you see here from Redux store. And then for the persist gate, I need to have the persister, which is persister. So let me import the persister from here, because you see here. And then the provider is from React Redux. So import provider from React Redux. So we are ready with Redux. So we can go here to the register, and inside the register here, I'm going to use the dispatch. Here register, and here the data. Of course I need to get my variable, so use dispatch here, and the hook I need to import it. So import use dispatch from React Redux. And then after a success, I'm going to navigate myself to the home page. So oops, the home page. So let's try it. So let me refresh here, and let's go. So user, let's do it like this. So username at gmail.com, and here 123. Click on register, and it's a success. I'm here on the home page. This means that it was a success. And here you can see here in our local storage how everything is here. So username, email, and here username at gmail.com, here the ID created and updated that, and here we have the token. So everything is working as intended, which is nice. Here you see everything is here. Nice. So the next thing that we need to do is the login. So let me go here to the login. So here login, and let's start typing here the JSX, which is going to be very similar to our register, as you know. So here classes.container, then .classes.wrapper. Inside I have an h2 with the login. Then I have here a form. So inside the form we have input type of email here, and of course I have here a placeholder which is email ... and here input password, and placeholder is going to be password ... and here I have two states, which is email and set email is equal to use state, and then const password set password is equal to use state, like this. Of course I'm going to attach from now the on change, because I may forget later. So here set email target.value, and then here on change is going to be here event and here set password e.target.value like this, and then below I'm going to have a button, a type of a submit, here login, and here a paragraph. Already have an account, link here is going to navigate us to the register, and here register. So here for the register it's here it should be already have an account. Here it should be don't have an account, actually. Here don't have an account inside the login. So here don't have an account, register, and of course I need to import here the link from React Router DOM. So this was the JSX. Of course I need to attach here on submit handle login, and here const handle login is equal to async e.prevent default. Here a try catch, console error, and here we have const options is equal to content dash type, and then application slash JSON, and then data is equal to await request, which I need to get from where is it? Utils, here utils fetch API, so request, and here auth, auth, then login, and here a post request with the options here, and then here the email and password. And of course I want to check if they are empty, so if email is equal to empty string or password is equal to empty string, we return. Okay, and then dispatch login data. So here I need to call the use dispatch hook like this, use dispatch, use dispatch. So import use dispatch from React Redux, and here for the login, let me go here just to open it to be able to import it, and here we import the login, and then of course navigate to the home page if it's a success. So let me go here to the use navigate hook, so here use navigate, let me import it, it's from React Router DOM, and let me go here to the slash login. Of course it looks like this, so we need to style it a little bit as you see here. So let me go here to the login.module.css and let's go here. So dot container is going to be here position of absolute, then top is going to be 0, left is going to be 0, height is 100 vh, width is 100 vw, background image is URL quotes dot slash assets slash mountain 1.jpg, then background color is RGBA 0000.2, background size is cover, then background blend mode is going to be darken, display of flex, justify content of center, and align items of center, then dot wrapper is going to be height of 52.5 vh, width is going to be 25 vw, border radius is going to be 20 pixel, display of flex direction of column, and background color of FFF. Then after the dot wrapper, we have here dot wrapper and the H2, which is going to be a color of hash color 171097. Then text align is going to be center, margin of 2.5 on top and bottom, and 0 on left and right, and font size of 36 pixel. Then after this we have the form, which is a display of flex direction of column, align items of center, and gap of again 42 pixel. After this here, I want, of course I forgot to split the screen again, sorry guys, sometimes I forget. After this form, I have form in the input side, which is going to be here with a 50%, outline is going to be here none, border is going to be here none, and then border bottom of 1 pixel solid 333, like this. Okay, let me see how it's looking. Okay. And here I have not styled the button, but I have already styled it. How it's doing this? Wait, I'm going to target here the button. Wait, how it's like this? Okay, so here form and button is going to be here outline of none, background color is going to be here blue, then color of FFF, then border radius is going to be 12 pixel, padding of 0.5 on top and bottom and 1.25 on left and right, then font size of 18 pixel, cursor of pointer, border 1 pixel solid transparent, and margin top of 1 IRM. Then form button hover is going to be background color of white, border color of blue, and then color of blue. And lastly here I'm going to target here the paragraph, but it's have already been styled. I don't know how, probably from the register, but I use CSS modules. Okay, I'm going to try here to login. So here user1@gmail.com 123 123, and here I'm going to go to the inspect, here source, and here I want to console log the data. So console log data, and let's try it. Click on login, and here I have an internal server error, which is interesting. Here I have sent the email and the password. Let me console log the email, and I see the mistake here. It's a typo. It's JSON. I need to remove the M. So let me remove the M here, and let's try again. So here user1@gmail.com 123 123, and let's go. So I get everything as I wanted. So this is working again as intended when I fixed that typo, which is great. So let me close it, and here before continuing here I'm going to go here to the create, of course, but before going to the create I want to go to the app.js, and here we're going to see what I want to do. So here const user is equal to use selector state, and here state.out. This is how you get access to the variables from Redux, and here I want to do it like this. So if I have a user, go to home, no problem, but if I don't have a user, I want to navigate to login. So here I'm going to make protected route. That is my point. So here let me import the navigate just like this here. Then if I don't have a user, let me go to the login, no problem, but if I have a user, let me navigate myself to the home page. Is what this means. Again, the same logic as the login. So if I don't have a user, go to register. If not, let's go to the home route just like this here. And here if I have a user, go to create, no problem, but if not, let me go here to the login. Then for the blog details the same. If I don't have a user, let me go here to the login. I want to make those routes protected, and then here the last here in the same here for the update. So if not, go to the login. Okay, so here if I decide right now to go to my login, I'm going to be redirected to my home page as you see here because I have my user. So this is working properly. Nice, nice. Okay, let me close this, and let's make here the create. Just a second. Okay, so here the create. So here I have class name is going to be here classes.container, and here I'm going to have classes.wrapper. And here I'm going to wrap everything here inside a React fragment, because here I'm going to import the navbar, and here the footer. So let me go here to the navbar to be able to import it. So components, here navbar, and here the footer. Okay, and here for the crate, inside the wrapper, here I'm going to have an each with the class name of title, which is going to be create block, and then I'm going to have here a form, which is going to have is going to be quite weird for you probably, but I'm going to show you. So enc type is equal to multi-part slash form data. This is why it's like this, because I want to send images from my client to our backend, and I need to provide the enc type multi-part to form data in order to be able to send images. It's not something that I write out of my head just because I like the way how it looks. No, this is intentional. Okay, here let me go. So here I have classes dot input wrapper, and inside here I have a label. Oops, not the HTML4. Here label, and here inside title, two dots like this, and then here I have an input which is a type of a text. Placeholder is going to be here title dot dot dot, and here of course I'm going to have a class name of classes.input, and I'm going to provide on change when I do the state, so just to make several lines. Okay, like this. After this I'm going to copy paste because it's going to be similar. Instead of a title, here it's a description. Again, it's a type of a text, but here it's the placeholder is description, so just two changes. Then the next one is more interesting. It's class name.input wrapper select, which is going to have here a label, which is category, two dots, and here inside I have select. So here select just like this here, and value is going to be category. On change is going to be here. I'm going to write the on change from now. So here on change is going to be set category it.target.value, just like this here. And inside the select here, I'm going to map through categories, but those categories I want to define them above. So here just I'm going to write here categories.map, and here category. Okay, and let's define the categories array. I'm going to write it's going to be a static array. So here const categories is equal to an array, and here nature, then music, then travel. After this we are going to have design, programming, fun, and the last category for our application is fashion. So we are just going to write some static categories as you see here. So let's go. Here option, and here the value is going to be of course a category, and inside the option is again category. But for the key, which is going to be quite interesting, is going to be crypto random UID. So this is how I'm going to have a random ID. This is from JavaScript. It's not something that I have installed. It is inside JavaScript, the crypto module. You don't need to install anything else. So this is how we're going to do it. After the div here, I'm going to have classes.input wrapper image, and here inside I'm going to have a label. This label is going to be a little bit more interesting with the HTML4 of image, and class name is going to be here classes.label file input. So here inside I'm going to have image, and here a span upload here, and below that label here I'm going to have an input with the class name here of input, but the type is going to be a file because we're going to send images here. The ID here is going to be image because the HTML4 connects with the ID and the text inside must be the same. Then I'm going to have an on change, which is going to be here on change file, and then style is going to be displayed to none. You probably may ask, just let me finish here and let me make it on a few lines, and I'm going to tell you why I do it like this. So I do it like this because when it's display of none, we can still click it when we click on the label because the label is connected with the input. So when we click on the label, we literally click on the input. It's basically the same thing. When the label is connected with the input, it doesn't matter when you click the label or the input, it's going to be the same here. That's why I do it like this. And here below the input here, I'm going to have if image is equal to true, we're going to have here a paragraph with the class name here of classes.image name, and here the image name itself. Oops, just here inside image.name, and here if I want to remove the image here, I'm going to have here AI outline close circle. Let me close it here, and here on click is going to be a function here handle close image. So like this, and of course I want to provide a class name here for the icon, so it's classes.close_icon. So we are ready with this part. Then of course I need a button, so here classes.button wrapper, and here inside I have a button, so here button, and here submit form. Of course I want here a class name for my button, so here class name is going to be classes.submit_btn, and here the type is going to be submit. So my friends, this was the JSX. Of course I need to define some things, so let me go here above to define some things. So const title, set title is going to be here a use state like this, then const desk, set desk is going to be here a use state like this, then const image, set image is equal to use state like this, const category, set category, use state again like this, and here const navigate, use navigate, we're going to import it just now, and then const token, because we're going to need the token when we submit the form. Use selector is going to be here state, and here state.auth. So let me import here the use selector first from React Redux, and then the use navigate. So import use navigate from React router DOM. Okay, what else here I have? On change file. Okay, I'm going to define this function right now. So here on change file is equal to it takes an event. AI outline close circle is to define, no problem. We're going to import it from React icons /AI, and here count close image. Again, no problem. Okay, let's start here with the functions here. So when on change file, I have written it here inside the input. So how we're going to access here the image itself? Very easily. So here set image e.target, but not value files, but this is an array, and this array we need to get the first. So that's how we write it. Then here for handle close image, oops, I want just to make the set image to null, just like this. Just set image to null. This is what the function is going to do. And here the most interesting function, which is going to be here, just let me attach it here. So handle create block is going to be the most interesting function. So let me start typing it. So here handle create block, it's an async function which takes an event, and of course event.prevent default, and here a try catch. So here for the catch, you know, console error, console.error. And here let's start typing here. So first I'm going to get a form data. Form data is equal to new form data. Why? Because we're going to send images inside that form data. That's why here we have this multi-part form data. It's not something that I read right out of my head. So let's go. Let file name is equal to no. Then if image is equal to true, file name is equal to date.now plus image.name. This is because the date.now gives us the current milliseconds. So every single time is going to be random. We can write it like this or with the crypto random UID. I am going to write with the crypto random UID. And let's go. So here form data.append here, file name, and then form data.append here, image, and here the image inside. And in here await fetch HTTP localhost 5000/upload, and here method.post, and then body form data. Okay, so this is the if statement. If we don't have image, we just return I don't want to continue, and then we continue. So const response is equal to, and here I want to go to the fetch API, and here I could have written it with that simplified version, but I'm going to leave it like this. I don't want to write it again. And here it's going to be await request here /block post request Here I'm going to provide my options and my body. So let's go. Const options is equal to first content type is going to be application/json, and then the bearer is going to be authorization, and here the token. So authorization, space, and the token for our options, and for the body is going to be const body is going to be equal to title, description, category, and photo file name. So let me format it like this. I want it to be like this. Okay, so it's nicely formatted. So this for the body. Oops. And then const data. It's not even a response, it's const data, and I want to const log the data. So before trying this function, of course, I need to attach the onChange events to the input. So here set title is going to be .target.value. Then onChange is going to be here again set description event, and here it dot wait. So here it's e.target.value, just like this here. And here I want to get rid of that error, so like this. Here I have already written the onChange, and here again, so we are actually done with everything. We just need to try the function. So if I decide to go here to the create, it's how it's looking. Of course I need to write the CSS. So before trying anything, I want to write the CSS because, you know, I want to make it look beautiful. So here dot container is going to be height of 100 VH minus 60 pixel, which is the height of the navbar, width of 100%, display of flex, align items of center, justify content of center, padding top of 5 IRM, padding bottom of 5 IRM as well. Then dot wrapper is going to be here, display of flex direction of column, border of 1 pixel solid 444, border radius of 22 pixel, and padding of 1.5 IRM. Then dot title is going to be here text align of center, margin bottom of 2.5 IRM, font size of 28 pixel, and here font weight of both. Then dot input wrapper is going to be here width of 100%, display of flex, align items of center, justify content of flexcent, and margin bottom of 0.5 IRM. So let me see how it's looking. Okay, it's getting better and better. Don't worry. Oops, again I forgot to split the screen. My bad. Let me just do it right now. Okay. Then here, input wrapper, and the label inside is going to be margin right of 15 pixel and width of 33%. Oops, 33%, yes. Then input wrapper, and here image, which is going to be this here, input wrapper image. For the image is going to be here width of 400 pixel, display of flex, align items of center, and margin bottom 0.5 IRM. Then after the input wrapper image, we're going to target the input wrapper image and the span inside, which is going to be here a display of inline block, padding of 0.5 on top and bottom, and 1 on left and right, background color of teal, color of white FFF, border of 1 pixel, solid transparent, cursor is going to be pointer, transition of 150 milliseconds, all, border radius of 1 IRM, and margin of 0.1 on top and bottom, and 5 on left and right. Then input wrapper image and the span inside, here hover is going to be here padding of 0.5 on top and bottom, and 1 on left and right. Then background color of FFF, color is going to be here teal, and border color is going to be teal as well. So we can see how it's looking. Okay, soon it's going to look nice, don't worry. Then dot image name is going to be here position absolute, right of 35 IRM, display of flex, align items of center, gap of 6 pixel, and font size of 14 pixel. Then dot close icon is going to be position, not position but cursor of pointer, and then font size of 1 IRM. Okay, and here the input is going to be padding of half IRM on all sides, width of 77.5%, border radius of 8 pixel, and border of 1 pixel solid, 1 pixel solid RGB, 170, 165, 165. So let me see how it's looking. Okay, it's getting better and better. Then the input focus is going to be here, outline of none, border color of RGB 99, 99, 92, 92. Then here dot button wrapper is going to be here, display of flex, align items of center, justify content of center, and margin top of 2 pixel. Dot submit btn is going to be here a white space of no wrap, background color of black, color of white, padding of 0.75 on top and bottom, and 1.25 on left and right, border radius of 12 pixel, border 1 pixel solid transparent. Oops, we have still some styles. Cursor of pointer, transition of 150 milliseconds, so margin top of 1 IRM, and font size of 18 pixel. Then dot submit btn, and here hover is going to be background color of FFF, color of 00, and border color again of .000, which is a black color. And then we have to style the input wrapper select, which is going to be here width of 100%, display of flex, justify content of space between, and align items of center. And then the input wrapper select, and the select element inside, outline of none, padding of 0.5 on all sides, width of 67.5%, border radius of 8 pixel, border 1 pixel solid RGB 170, 165, and then text transform of capitalize. So right now you see how it's looking, and why this is not targeted. Let me see here. Is the image, and wait, here it's in the label, in the span side. If I do it like this, yes. So guys, here into the input wrapper image, and it's targeting the span, just write and here the label like this, and here the same for the hover, because that sign means a direct descendant. So you see right now everything is here. Nice. So let me try to make a block. So here block 1, 2, 3. Here is going to be design. Let me get this image of mountain one. You see here how it is. And here, have I console log the data? Yes, I have. So let me open here the inspect, and let's see how it is. So if I click here submit, not found, forbidden. Yes, I know why. So here I have, so here is the token, but here I have not written here for the upload. I need to go here to the backend just to write one line of code. It's more than one line, but you're going to see what is it. This for motor. So in order to upload images here, first I need to make here a public folder, and inside that public folder I need to have images folder. You see here, inside here the backend. Then, so here I'm going to write here motor. So here, const storage is equal to motor dot disk storage, and here destination, and here I have function request file and callback, and here is going to be callback. First it's a no because that's for the error, and then public slash images like this. Then file name is going to be function request file, and here callback, and here cb no, and then request.body.file name. And then this is a boilerplate code, you don't need to know this. This is basically for image uploading. So this means where it's going to be uploaded here, in which directory, and here what is going to be the name of the file that's going to be uploaded. And here for storage, not for storage, but here it's upload is equal to motor, and then storage, and here storage, like this. Just let's make it on several lines. And then app.post here slash upload.single, and here image, and this searches for the request.body, and here async request response, a try, we don't even need a try catch, so here you just return response status of 200.json here with the message successfully uploaded, like this. So let me try right now to upload that image here, click on submit form, and here it is forbidden, not authorized, no token. It's like this here. Okay, you see here the image is uploaded. So you see the image is uploaded, it's working nice. But here, let me go here to the create, and I wonder why the token is not here. Let me go here to the middlewares, here verify token, and let me also look here the request.headers.authorization to see what's wrong. When I click on submit form, it's undefined. So it's how it's undefined here. Wait. So when I go here to the create, we have here the bearer, and then the authorization and the space. How is this undefined? When I do it like this, request.headers, and I have here it is lowercase, that's why. No, it's not because lowercase. Oh my god, what a bad mistake. Here it's authorization, and here it's bearer. That was a silly mistake, I would say. Okay, let's try right now. So when I click on submit form, it's uploaded. You see here, everything is here. It is successfully uploaded. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, but it should navigate us to the home page. So here it's navigate. It's not navigate to the home page, but to the details. So here, blog details, and then here data._id. But we still have not created the blog details page. We're going. Okay, my dear friends, let's the final part here in the index.js I forgot here is to make static. Here you're going to see what I'm going to do. So here app.use, and here on the endpoint of images, we're going to serve the files which are inside public/images. So this is how our images are going to be accessible. This was the last thing that we're going to do in our backend. So let me close the backend. We're not going to need it anymore. The next component that I want to write here is the categories. So in order to see the categories, of course I need to import them here because they are inside the home. So here categories, and they are successfully imported. Okay, so for our categories here, first I'm going to write the state and stuff, then I'm going to write the CSS. So let's go. Here const blocks set blocks is equal to an empty array, like this. Then const filtered blocks set filtered blocks is equal to useState, again an empty array. Then const active category set active category is equal to useState, and here the default is going to be all. You're going to see the categories. We have all, and then we have the categories. So right now I'm going to write them. So here const categories, and here first so, then nature, then music, travel. After travel we have design, then programming, then fun, and lastly here is fashion. So this is it for now, and then I'm going to have a use effect to fetch the blocks, of course. So here const fetch blocks is equal to async function, and I just again want to open here the fetch API. So here is going to be try catch. Into the catch I have again console.error, and then the error, and here for the try I have const data is equal to await request, and here block get all, and here it's a get request. This is only the only thing that we need to specify. And here set blocks is equal to data, and set filter blocks is equal to data as well. So we can calmly call this function, and let's console log what we have here into the blocks. Oops, not here in the OBS, but here. Just want to close my Instagram. Okay, so here we have design, created that, you see blocks and all the stuff. Oops, I need to go here to the home page actually to see. You see here we have all those three here. Here we have photo, here we have some dummy text which I'm going to delete right now. So here into our MongoDB I want to delete those two which I made into our backend section. So here delete and here delete. And here I'm going to leave this one. Okay, nice. Oops, why did again went to the OBS, my bad. Okay, so here let's start here with the JSX. So oops, here is going to be class name, is going to be classes.container, then .classes.wrapper, and inside the classes.wrapper here I have an h3, select a category, and below the h3 here I'm going to have a div with the class name here of categories and blocks, and here I'm going to have class name categories, and here categories.map category, and here a span inside. And of course, before doing anything else, I want to write the key here, which is again crypto random UUID. So its UUID stands for unique user ID. If you wonder what is UUID, here I need to write here a class name. So the class name here is going to be quite interesting. So watch here, it's a template string here with the classes.category. We're going to have this class name whatever happens, but the other one is conditional. If active category is equal to category, then we're going to have classes.active. So let's make this on several lines just for you to see more clearly what we are actually doing. Just like this, yes. So we're going to have this class name whatever happens, but this we're going to have only if we have clicked on it. So of course here I need to have on click here, and this on click here is going to be here an arrow function which says the set active category when it's clicked. So here previous and here category, just like this. And here inside, of course, I'm going to provide the category so you can see how it's going to look like. You see, of course, when we start with, it's going to look completely different, but you just see right now that it is displayed. That's my point. Okay, and below this div here, which is for the categories here, I'm going to have if filtered blocks dot length is more than 0. Here we're going to display something. Else, I want to display here the else, which is going to be here an h3 with no blocks. And here, of course, I want to write here the class name, which is going to be classes.noBlocks message. Quite self-descriptive class name, I know. And here, inside this condition here, so, whoops, here I'm going to have a div here with the class name here of classes.blocks. I want just to make it on several lines, just like this here. And inside I'm going to map through the filtered blocks. So here block, and let's map through it. Of course, the topmost is going to be here a div with the class name of block. So here block, and the key is going to be this time not the random UID, oops, but the block dot underscore ID, like this. Then link here is going to be to block details, and here slash, and here block dot underscore ID, and then image, and here source is going to be HTTP localhost 5000 slash images, and here slash dot photo. So this is how we get access to the images that are here. You see here, that's how we access those images here. And then below this link here, I'm going to have classes.blockData, which is going to be here first here classes dot category and metadata. Here a span with the class name of category date of here a span with the class name of category, and here block category, then div with the class name again of metadata, which is going to be here mg outline preview, and here block dot views. Then I'm going to have again a div with the class name of metadata, which is going to have here AI view like, and here is going to be block likes, and here dot length, and here likes. Then below this category at metadata div, so not below this div but below this div here, so below those two divs, we're going to have an h4 with the block dot title. Below this I'm going to have here a paragraph with the class name here of block description, which is going to be here block desk. Below the paragraph here I'm going to have a div with the class name of author and created at, and here again a span and another span, here author colon, here a space, and then block user ID, and then the username, because you know it's populated, as you remember here in the block controller, here it is populated, so we can access it without any problem. Then again a span inside a span, and here it's created colon, and here inside the curly braces we call the format function, which I need to import, which is from time ago, the dependency that we installed earlier, so time ago.js, and here format block dot created at. This is how we do it. And then below this div here I'm going to have here a link, which is going to be to, and here block details slash here block dot underscore id, and here class name is going to be classes dot read more, and here read more fi arrow right, like this here. So let me see what I need to do. Okay, I need to import here the link, no problem. So import here link from React Router DOM, nice. And then here mg outline preview, so here import mg outline preview from React icons mg, then import AI view like from React icons AI, and what is here else? Import fi arrow right from React icons fi. So right now everything is imported. You see right now we have no blocks. No, okay, they are fetched actually. It was initially no blocks because we have not fetched it. And you see here, everything is here. It's working correctly. But of course I need to style it. So of course, we go here to the categories.module.css and let's start styling it. Okay, so here, dot container is going to be min height of 1200 pixel actually, and width of 100%. Then dot wrapper is going to be here a max width of 1180 pixel, height of 100%, then margin of 0 auto, display of flex direction is going to be here a column. After a flex direction column we have align items of center, then dot wrapper, and the h3 inside is font size of 28 pixel, margin 3 rm on top and bottom is 0 left and right, and here margin top of 7.5 rm. Then dot categories and blocks is going to be here display of flex and flex direction of column. Let's see how it's looking right now. Of course the image is super big, we cannot see anything. So I suggest you that we just go here right now to the image, or actually let's don't go too fast. We're going to go, it's soon. Okay, here, let's continue. Soon we're going to start the image, don't worry. Then dot categories are going to be display of flex, line items of center, gap of 3 IRM, core of 333, margin bottom of 2 IRM. Come on, like this. Then dot category is going to be here cursor of pointer, then border radius is going to be here 12 pixel, padding of 0.25 on top and bottom and 1.5 on left and right. Border is going to be 1 pixel solid 2 to 2, and here text transform is going to be capitalized. After the dot category, here we are going to have dot category and then dot active, which is going to be here a background color of 2 to 2 and color of FFF, like this. And here dot blocks are going to be display of flex. Flex wrap is going to be wrap. This means that if they overflow from the row, they're going to go on to the next line. And here align items of center and gap of 5 rm. Then after the dot blocks here, I'm going to have dot block, which is going to be width of 550 pixel, height of 350 pixel, position relative, margin bottom of 2.5 rm, and finally the image. So we are going to start the image like this, and here height 100% and width of 100%. So we can right now see, okay, you see how the image is, and here you see when I click how it changes. This is because of the on click here and of here of the class name category active, which is in my opinion a very nice change. Okay, let's continue here. Then we have the, just let me scroll down for you to see what I'm styling right now. Okay, then dot category and metadata is going to be margin top of 1 rm, display of flex, align items of center, gap of 1.5 rm, margin bottom of 1.25 rm. Then dot block and dot category. This, when you write this like this, it means the direct children. So oops, what? So here, where is the block? So here block, and it goes here to the block, to the anchor tag, and then to the image. But this can go as many levels deep as it wants. But this is a direct children. It must be direct children. That's what it means. And here, if it's just a children, it doesn't matter how deep is it in our HTML. It doesn't matter. Okay, then cursor pointer, border radius of 12 pixel, padding of 1.25 on top and bottom and 1.5 on left and right, then border 1 pixel solid 2 to 2, and here text transform of capitalize. Then dot metadata is going to be here display of flex, align items of center, gap of 1.25 rm. Then the, what is the next? Yes, so here dot blocks, then dot block, and then block data, which is going to be color of 000, and padding of 1 on 0 on top and bottom and 1 on left and right. Then dot blocks, then again dot block, and then dot block data again, but this time the h4 is going to be font size of 32 pixel and margin bottom of 0.75 rm. Then dot block description is going to be font size of 18 pixel, color of 444, line height of 29 pixel, letter spacing of 3/4 pixel, not rm but pixel, and here margin is going to be 125 on top, 0 on right, 1.5 on bottom, and 0 on left. This is how you read. It's clockwise. So it is, wait, can I do it like this? So here it's top, right, bottom, left. So you can read it. After this we have the author and created ad, which is going to be display of flex, justify content of space between, and color of 444. Then we are going to have dot blocks, and then dot block data, and then author and created ad, and the span, as you may know, we target this thing here with that way. And here I can even remove this because it's getting too long, just like this. And here I'm going to target them with a font size of 17 pixel, color of 000, and here font weight of both. So you see how are they looking? They're looking nice. And of course we need to style this read more. So dot read more is going to be here text decoration of none, color is going to be inherit, display of flex, gap of 0.5 rm, align items of center, margin top of 1.25 rm, transition of 150 milliseconds, O is cursor of pointer, and dot read more hover is going to be here a color of 333. And lastly here the no blocks message, which is that h3 here that we have, which is this. You see it when we have nothing. And here I'm going to write text align of center, font size of 36 pixel, font weight of bold, and color of 222. So right now you see how everything looks like. If I click here on design, right now this functionality doesn't work for filtering. Okay, we're going to do it right now. It's very simple. So we are ready with the CSS, but I want to make the filter functionality functional. So here use effect, and here use effect, and this is going to change when we have a different category. So this use effect is going to run when we have a different category. So here, if active category is equal to all, we're going to set filtered blocks to the blocks, because this is the here we save all of the blocks, and when you click on all, we're going to display all of them despite their categories. Else we're going to filter them. So here set filtered blocks. Here we get the previous, but we don't use it. We're going to see what we do. So here const filtered blocks is equal to blocks.filter block, and here block.category to lowercase is going to be equal to active category to lower case, like this. And then of course we return it, return filtered blocks. So category is not defined, it is active category. Wait, I am just going to copy paste it. So right now you see how it is. When I click on nature, no blocks. When I click on music, nothing. Travel, nothing. And here it is a design, that's why here it pops up. If I click on programming, no blocks, fun, fashion, no blocks. So you get the point. And when I click on the image or read more, it doesn't matter. Let's say that I click on the image. So you see how I'm navigated to the block details, and here the ID of the block itself. Okay, and I'm going to make the block details very soon. I just want to make 2 more components, which are going to take, let's say, 10 minutes in total, something like this, which is the newsletter and footer. They are going to be very small components, so we can directly head into them. Let me just close it here, and let's go here first to the newsletter. So here, the newsletter is going to be class name of classes.container, then here .classes.wrapper, and here inside the wrapper I'm going to have a div with the class name of titles. So here h5 with a want to get the latest updates question mark, and below I'm going to have an h2 with the send us your email, and we will do the rest. Then below the .titles I'm going to have a div with the class name of input container, and here input is going to be type of an email, and the placeholder is going to be here type email ... And inside below this I'm going to have if I send, which is going to be here a class name of classes.send icon. So here import if I send from React icons fi, and here from the newsletters, let me go here to newsletters.mojo.css, because this is the only thing that we need to write as a JSX. So for the CSS here I'm going to have .container is going to be height of 100%, width of 100%, and margin top of 20 ARM. But in order to see any changes, I'm going to even click on the footer to import them here into the home, because we will not see anything. So here newsletters, and here footer. So right now we have imported them. Nice. Let me close here this, and let me see how it's looking here. Okay, you see here margin top, that's too much actually. Let me make it 10. If I make it 5, let me make it 2.5, let's say. Nice. Okay, then .wrapper is going to be max width of 1180 pixel, height of 100%, margin of 0 auto, display of flex direction is going to be column, align items is going to be center. Then .titles are going to be here, display of flex, align items of center, flex direction is going to be column, and gap of 0.5 ARM. Then .titles in the h5 inside .titles is color 777, then font size of 18 pixel and font weight of 500. Then .titles and the h2 inside is going to be color of 333 and font size of 28 pixel. Then dot wrapper, and the input container inside the dot wrapper is going to be margin top of 2.5 IRM, then border of 2 pixels, solid 333, border radius of 20 pixel, height of 50 pixel. After the height, width of 360 pixel, so with 360 pixel, come on. Padding of 0.25 on top and bottom, and 0.5 on left and right. Display of flex, justify content of space between, and align items of center. Then dot wrapper and the input container focus within is going to be here a border core of 777. The focus within means, so you see here, this is a div. The div itself cannot be focused, but focus within means if something inside that div is focused, and you know, text areas and inputs can only be focused. And here I have input, so this means that if the input is focused, it is going to trigger something here. So if the input is focused, it's going to trigger something here. That's why it's focus within, not just focus. So you see right now when I click here how this cover changes here. You see here the cover, it changes a little bit. I personally see it. But here I want to just target here the input container again, and the input inside the input container, which is going to be border of none. Outline is going to be none here, and padding left of half ARM. So padding left half ARM. Then dot wrapper and the input container and the send icon is going to have here a margin right of half ARM and font size of 20 pixel, like this. Okay, so we are ready with the new setter. You see how fast it was. The next component is the footer here from the home, which is again very small component, I would say. Just let me go here and let's start. So here I'm going to have just footer as a semantic class here at the top as a parent most component, then dot wrapper, and here I'm going to have 3 columns. So here classes.column, and here 3 columns. The first column is going to have an h2, and here is going to be about the app, and below it I'm going to have a paragraph with just lorem ipsum as a dummy text here. I'm going to make it on several lines because you see how long is it. Okay, like this. And below this, the next is going to be the second column, which is going to be here h2 with contacts, and here span phone is going to be here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. It's just some dummy phone. Obviously it's not my phone number. And then here YouTube, web dev mania, and here span with the GitHub web dev mania. Okay, and here I'm going to have for the last column here location, and here I'm going to write my location, which is going to be span continent. It's going to be Europe. Country is going to be here my home country of Bulgaria, and here the current location is the same here as my home country, which I personally love, Bulgaria. Okay, let me open here the CSS and let's start styling it. So here footer is going to be width of 100%, height of 300 pixel, and margin top of 5 IRM. Then dot wrapper is going to be width of 85%, height of 100%, margin of 0 auto, display of flex, justify content of space between, and align items of center. Then dot column is going to be here a display of flex. Flex direction is going to be here a column, and gap of half IRM. Then dot col and the h2 inside is going to be here a margin bottom of 15 pixel. Justify self is going to be here. Justify self is going to be flex start, and then margin left of -5 pixel. Come on, margin left -5 pixel. I know it's weird with minus, but you're going to, if I go here, I just want to make it styled here. Wait, so just a paragraph here, and max width is 425 pixel, color of 555, and font size of 15 pixel. Okay, I want it to look like this, and here if I remove the margin left, you see how it's moved. I want it to be a little bit like this. I prefer it like this. It looks better in my opinion. And here I can provide a margin top of, let's say, 10 IRM actually. So it's a little bit spaced down. Nice. And this is, guys, for our homepage here. As you see here, I want to make here the blog details. So let's go here to the blog details and let's start writing the code here. Okay. So here, blog details here is going to be here. Class name is going to be here. Classes.container. And actually, I think it's going to be wiser if we first make the state and fetch the data and then we write the JSX. So I'm going to do this. So here, const blog details, set blog details is going to be here an empty string initially. Then const ID and here use params. Oops, use params. So here import use params from React Router DOM. Then const user. And here the token is going to be use selector state and here state.auth import use selector from React Redux. Here use effect is going to be changed. The use effect is going to run only when the ID changes. That means when we click on a different post block, I mean. So here the function is going to be const fetch block details is equal to async, again a try catch, and into the catch console.error error. And here for the try, const headers is equal to authorization, and here bearer and the token, const data is equal to await request command request. Of course I need to open this fetch API to be able to import it like this, and then slash block slash find and slash ID was the URL, and here is going to be it. And let's provide here the headers or options. I mean, I'm going to name them options because the last times I named it as options. Right now it's going to be options again to not confuse you. And then set blog details is going to be here to the data. Okay, and here fetch blog details like this. I'm going to call it, and let me console log here into the blog details if we have something. So let's see if it's working. Yes, it's working. You see here, everything is here. Nice. Okay, let's start typing here the JSX. So, of course, first I'm going to have here a fragment. I want to import here the navbar and the footer. So let me open here the going to open the app.js, and that's how I'm going to able to import them as well. Nice, I have auto imported them as you see here. Let's continue. So here I'm going to have then dot classes dot wrapper, and inside the classes dot wrapper I'm going to have here image with the source here of http localhost 5000 slash images slash blog.photo. Below it I'm going to have here a div with the class name of title and controls, and here I'm going to have an h3 with the class name of title, and it's going to be here blog details question mark title, and here below if blog details dot user ID is equal to our user ID. So this means that if we have ourselves created a post, we're going to show something else. I'm going to write the else right now. So the else is going to be here a div with the class name of classes.like, and it's going to be here AI few like. So if we have not created the post, we can like it, because what's the point of liking our own post? At least I mean blog, at least they don't see the point. But if we have created a post here, I'm going to write here for update and delete. So here is going to be here dot classes dot controls, and here is going to be navigating us to a link here, which is going to be here to update blog slash blog ID, and here the class name here is going to be classes dot edit. then AI view edit inside, and then I'm going to have a div with a class name of delete. So here delete is going to be here with the I'm going to write later the function. Actually, I'm just right now going to write AI view delete. I'm going to provide here the icon. So if you have created a post here, oops, extra question mark. So if we have created a post, we can update and delete. If not, we can like, which is very, very decent in my opinion. Okay, so below this div here, below this div here, let's go. We're going to have classes.desk and likes views. Here I'm going to have a paragraph with the class name of description. And here span description is going to be here description colon space, and below here I'm going to have block details question mark description, and here it should be block details as well inside the photo. I don't know why I written it like this block. So here it's block details too. My bad here. Where I have written block, write block details here into the block details.jsx. My bad. Okay, let's continue here. And below the paragraph here, I'm going to have here likes and views. So here span is going to be block details and views, and here views. Below this I'm going to have a span here with the block details question mark likes, and here length, and here is going to be likes. Then below those two divs here I'm going to have classes.author and created at. So here I'm going to have a span, inside a span author colon, here I'm going to have block details, user ID, username. Then span and another span here is going to be created at colon, here I'm going to have a space, and here format block details created at. So here format, let me import here the format. So here import format, oops, from time ago.js. Okay, so here we are ready with the JSX. Actually link is not defined. Okay, let me import the link here. Is from React Router DOM. So here link, and here let's import AI view edit. Okay, so here import AI view edit, AI view like, and what was the other one? AI view delete from React icons AI. Okay, so you see everything is here, it's working as intended. Nice. Let's go to the CSS to style it. So here inside the block details.module.css, let's go. So here dot container is going to be here a min height of calc 100 vh minus 60 pixel, then is going to be a margin top of 3 IRM, margin bottom of 1.5 IRM, then dot wrapper. And before continuing, I'm going to again split the screen. Okay, so here is going to be dot wrapper max width of 1025 pixel this time. Cover is going to be, margin is going to be 0 auto, display of flex and flex direction of column. And I actually wanted to add one element which is between the container and the wrapper, which is going to be position absolute, so that's why it's here. So it's going to be here, just a second my dear friends. So it's going to be here a link which is going to navigate us to the home page, and here is go back with AI outline arrow right, and here the class name is going to be class name is equal to classes dot go back. So here I'm going to make it on several lines, of course. So this is basically for going to home page, and here just let me write the flex direction column for the wrapper, and then I'm going to write here for the go back is going to be position absolute, then it's going to be text decoration of none, cover is going to be 222. After the cover we're going to write top of 5 IRM, left of 5 IRM, display of flex, align items of center, and gap of 0.5 IRM. Then dot wrapper in the image inside is going to be here a height of 500 pixel and object fit of cover. Here title and controls is going to be here margin top of 2 IRM, not 3 but 2. display of flex, justify content of space between, and align items of center. Okay, so you see how is the image. I like it a lot, but we still have a lot to style. So let's continue here. Then dot controls is going to be display of flex, align items of center, and gap of 1.25 IRM. Dot controls and the dot edit inside controls is going to be cursor of pointer, padding of 0.4 on top and bottom, and 0.75 on left and right, border radius of 12 pixel, background color of green, and here color of white color. Okay, then dot controls and then the dot delete here is going to be cursor of pointer, padding of 0.4 on top and bottom and 0.75 on left and right, border radius of 12 pixel, background color is going to be of a red color, and here color is going to be FFF. So right now you see how are they looking. Okay, let's continue here. Here I'm going to target the dot like, which right now you don't see. So here I'm going to invert the condition just for you to see what I'm doing. So here instead of equal, it's going to be not equal. So you see here the like icon. So for the like, it's going to be cursor pointer, padding of 0.4 on top and bottom, 0.75 on left and right, border radius of 12 pixel, background color is going to be blue color, and color is going to be FFF. So this is how the like is going to be, but I'm going to make the condition as it was. So right now we are going to again update and delete because we are the owner of the post, I mean the author. Let's continue here. Okay, so then dot title is going to be here a font size of 30 pixel, color is going to be 000, and text transform is going to be capitalized. So the first letter is going to be uppercase. Nice. Then after the title here, I'm going to write here dot desk and likes views, which is going to receive here margin top of 0.5 IRM, display of flex, justify content of space between, and align items of center. Then dot description is going to be here margin top of 2.5 IRM, color of 33, font size of 20 pixel, line height of 28 pixel, letter spacing of 0.75 pixel, display of flex, and flex direction is going to be here a column. Then dot desk, and here the span inside the dot desk is going to be color of 000, font size of 22 pixel, margin bottom of 0.5 pixel. So right now you see how are they looking. They are getting closer and closer to my final desired look. Then likes and views are going to have display of flex direction of column, font size of 18 pixel, align items of accent, and gap of 0.5 IRM. Okay, so you see how are they right now, and this is right now 25 looks because I have made my VS Code to auto save, so when I make a change it's auto saving, so that's why it's 25. If I refresh here it's 26, then 27, you get the point. Okay, then we're going to target the author and created at, which is going to have here margin top of 3.5 IRM, display of flex, justify content of space between, color of 333, font size of 18 pixel. Okay, then author and create a tat in the span, and a span, which is, as you know, this author and create a tat text here is going to be font size of 20 pixel, color of 000, and font weight of both. So right now you see how are they bolded. Okay, this was actually the CSS for the blog details. So let's write here some functions actually. Let me close this here. And I want to write here for like and delete. So here let's first write here the like. So here const handle like post is equal to async. And then here try catch is going to be for the catch, console.error, and here error. And for the try here, const options is equal to authorization here, bearer, and the token. And here await request slash blocks slash like block, and then the ID here. And here put request with the options inside. Like this. This is super easy as you see here. And I want to attach it here to the AI if you like. Okay, like this. Oops. command handle like. And of course, I want to make if it's liked actually. So let me go to React icons. Here React icons and here like. So actually initially it's going to be displayed AI outline like. So we're going to make a variable here is liked. So here is liked. If it's liked, it's going to display this. If not, it's going to display this right now that I have written. So I'm going to copy paste this here and it's going to be actually the same but with a different icon. Why it's giving me an error here? I don't get it. I need to define this thing here. Let me define. So here const is liked, set is liked is going to be here use state. Initially it's going to be no, I mean let's make it false, and here I'm going to write it here. So here set is liked is going to be data dot likes dot includes user dot underscore id. So this is how it's going to be here. Set is liked, and then of course just let me make it here on several lines. Right here must have one parent element. I get it. They should have one parent element. So if I make them like this, I get rid of the error, right? Yes, okay. And here I'm going to just copy paste it here. And here is going to be AI feel like, just like this here. The same thing here, and of course when we like it set is liked, it's going to be the opposite of the previous. That's how we're going to do it. Okay, so we're ready with this, and then we have the delete. So here const handle delete block is going to be here async. Here a try catch, and here inside the catch I'm going to have console.error, here error, and here for the try I'm going to have const options is equal to authorization bearer, and here token, and then below I'm going to have await request block delete block slash id, and then delete, and then options. And here again on click like this here. Oops, here I have some error. Let me check the error. Here that extra bracket here. Let me remove it. Let me refresh the page and see how it's looking like. Nice. So here let me try to update it. I'm redirected to the update block page, which I have not written yet. So you probably guess what's the next part. We need to write here the update block. Okay. So here let me go here to the update block and let's write it here. So it's going to be class name, it's going to be here classes dot container. Then I'm going to have dot classes dot wrapper, and before writing anything else here, of course I have here a fragment like this here, and I need to import here the navbar and the footer below. So let me open this here just to be able to auto import them. Okay, I have imported them as you see here. Then inside the wrapper here, I'm going to have an h2 which is going to write here update block, and below the h2 I'm going to have here a form which is going to have a non-submit here on submit with the handle update block here function. Let me create it. So const handle update block is equal to async, it takes an event here a try catch, and here console.error error, and here form is going to be here an input type of a text, placeholder is going to be here title dot dot dot, and here the title is going to be equal to value. Title is going to be, value is going to be equal to title, and then on change is going to be here set title, set title with dot target dot value, with dot target dot, come on, dot value. So I'm going to make the state just in a second. I want just to make this on several lines. Nice, like this. Okay, and here I have, I'm just going to copy paste this because it's almost the same. Here is going to be description dot dot dot, and here description just desk actually, and here set desk like this. And below here I'm going to have the select, which is going to be here a value of category. On change is going to be here an event with set category here, e dot target dot value, come on, target dot value, and here categories dot map category, and here is going to be here option, key is going to be crypto random UID, and here value of course of category, and here the text inside is going to be of those categories. So here I can just go here and copy this. So from blog details I can just copy this. Where it was? It was from categories here actually. Let me copy this, and here I'm going to paste it and just remove the first one, which is for all, just everything without the O. And here we map through it, and here below the select we just have the button with the type of a submit, which is going to be just update. This is it for the JSX. Here for above here I want to define some states and stuff and functions. So here const block details set block details is equal to use state unnamed string initially. Then const title set title is equal to use state unnamed string initially. Then const description set description is equal to use state and empty string. Then const category set category is equal to use state here empty string, and here const token use selector state here and state dot auth like this here. And the last thing, I want to get the ID, which is from use params, come on use params, and I want to import it from React Router DOM. So here import use params from React Router DOM. Okay, so this is what we need. We have the categories. I just need to make here the use effect for fetching and then for the updating the block here. So use effect is going to be here like this, and it's going to run when the ID changes, if it changes, and then const fetch block details is equal to async here like this, a try catch, come on try catch, so a try catch which takes the error here, console error error, and here const headers or options actually, const options are equal to authorization and then bearer token. After this line of code, const data is equal to await request, so request here block slash find slash id, we provide a get request and then the options, and here set block details is going to be here to data, then set title is going to be data.title, set desk is going to be data.desk, and set category is going to be data.category. This is how we set the states here, those three states here. Nice, and then the next part here is to actually make the update functionality. So here const options, I'm going to copy paste those options here. So we have here the authorization token, but here we need to write the content type application JSON, and below here await request, come on, request slash block slash update block, and here the ID, here is going to be put, here is going to be options, and actually and here of course I need to provide other things as well, which are going to be the title, description, and the category for updating. And of course when it's a success, I'm going to be navigate, come on navigate, and here the blog details slash here ID like this. And of course here I need to call navigate is equal to use navigate like this. Okay, obviously I need to write some CSS, so let me go here to the CSS and let's start typing it. So here dot container is going to be height of 100%, width of 100%, margin top of 5 IRM. Then dot wrapper is going to be here max width of 375 pixel, height of 425 pixel, margin of 0 auto. Display of flex direction is going to be here column, align types of center, border 1 pixel solid 333, and here border radius of 12 pixel. Then dot wrapper and the h2 inside the wrapper, margin 3 IRM top and bottom is 0 left and right. Wrapper and the form inside is going to be display of flex direction of column, justify content of center and gap of 2.5 ARM. Then after the form here, I'm going to have here the inputs here, so wrapper, just let me make this down, wrapper and form and input is going to be here outline of none, border of none, border bottom of 1 pixel solid 333, and let me split the screen, I again forgot, and then width of 100% and padding of 0.25 IRM. Here dot wrapper form and the input inside the form is going to be here outline of none, border of none, border actually outline of none, padding of 0.25 IRM, text transform of capitalize, and here is not an input but select what I'm writing here. So here is the select outline of none, padding of quarter IRM, and here text from capitalize, and lastly width of 100%, and here wrapper form and btn is going to be here outline of none, padding of 0.25 on top and bottom and 1.5 on left and right, background color of 000 and color of FFF. So this is how it's looking like. And here why it's not populated, here have our description, title, category. If I refresh here, why are they not populated? Here that value, how it's not populated, let me see here just a second. And of course the problem was that I have not called a function. So oops, right now when I call the function, you see here everything is here. So from 1 to 3 I can make it like this, just from 1 to 9, and right now if I click update and it's actually working, it's going to navigate us to the details page and the title is going to be updated. So when I click on update, let me see what happened. Here I forgot event.prevent default, that's why I wasn't navigated here. So right now when I make it like this and click on update, what happens here? Do I have an error? I see that I have an error, which is invalid type. Let me see here. So line, so here it's authorization. Wait, if I make this on several lines, maybe I can see the mistake better. So content type application slash JSON, oops, authorization. So what's the problem here? Let me go here to the request. So here, the first value is here the URL, so here it is, then the method, then the options, and then the body itself. So I wonder what's the problem here. See, so my friends, our 2 minutes of debugging, I saw the mistake. It was here into the fetch API. So here you see into the put request here how it is. Response is equal to await fetch. This is the right part. Those two are okay, but this body here, it need to be stringified. So here, that's why I copied this piece of code and paste like this. So the body just need to be stringified. That was the mistake. So when you fix this, it's going to work. So let's try here. So let's make it block 1 to 3, 1 to 3. Just let's spam something and you're going to see that it's working. So when I click on update, you see here how it is. So it is working, which is nice. What else do we need to do? I think we are ready with the update block. We are ready with the categories. I think we are ready with all of this. We just need to deploy our application. So let's deploy it. Hello again, let's deploy our application. So here I'm here in render.com and in netlify.com. Render is for backend and Netlify is for our client. So here for render I'm going to write my password and in my email to log in here. And the same here. So just to log in. And here I am. So here inside the render, didn't I click it? Wait. What's the problem here? I cannot log in or what? Wait. I'm again going to try here. I just logged in before I filmed the video. Okay, I'm going to log in with my GitHub then if it doesn't allow me. Okay, so I'm here with my GitHub. And here let's go on to new web service. Here, let me just refresh here. I have made my repository. So here, let me paste my GitHub, continue. Here, MERN block app. Root directory is backend. In here, npx nodemon. And here, create web service. So come on, create web service. It's going to be okay. It's loaded, and here inside you click here. You see, I click here inside environment here, the fourth row, and here at environment variable, so mongo underscore URL, and here I'm going to provide my mongo URL here like this at environment variable, then port here, and here 5000. And here JWT underscore secret, and here secret 123 save changes. And here, in order for those changes to be applied, here click on manual deploy, and here the first row, deploy latest commit. Click it, and it's going to be deployed. So here, whoops, when you click on logs, come on logs, and you are going to see here, come on, why it's not showing? It's going to show soon. It's loading right now. So you see, my friends, it has been successfully started. So you see here, server has been started successfully and MongoDB has been started successfully. So I need to copy this link here. You see here, MERN block app here. Just copy this URL, and here go to the client. Oops, go to the client, and here localhost 5000. And you see here, oops. Come on, I want to click on this here. So here, replace it like this. Here, replace it as well like this, and here replace it too. So everywhere we have localhost 5000, you replace it. So localhost 5000, do I have none? I'm not sure if I change it here. So here, why it's like this here? Come on. So it's slash images like this, and here do I have it into where it is to pages, blog details? Here I have changed it. Nice. So yes, I have changed it everywhere I need. So we need to run here, we need to go here into cd client, and I need to run here npm run build. And here we into npm run build, I need to npm my, okay, and then I'm going to run the npm run build. So while it is installing, we're just going to wait. It's going to take us, let's say, 10 seconds. So okay, it is almost ready. Come on, come on. So okay, so here npm run build, and it is going to generate us, as you see here inside the client, it's going to generate us a build folder, and it's going to be soon ready. And with this build folder, we're going to upload it here into the Netlify. So we're going to see just when it is ready. So here, creating an optimized production build. Okay, the build is ready. So here, browse to upload. I just want to see which folder is it. Okay, so here, where it is, block up MERN. here client, and here build. Click on upload, here upload. It's going to be soon ready. It's going to take us, let's say, 5 seconds probably. I remember. Okay, it's ready. You see, it's instantaneously ready. And here, this is the link, guys. So here you can click, and here let me first register. So I want to register with username 123 the same for the email here, and here password. So when I click on register, what happens here? Access to fetch, add course origin doesn't. I need to apply something bonus. Let me try again. Oops. Here login. Why it doesn't do anything? So my friends, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and see you next time. Bye.